Hey everybody, in this video we're going to look at how to end suffering and the 3 easy steps to do it in. Now if you haven't already, hit subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you get a little cheeky notification every time I upload a new video. Okay, so how to end suffering. Firstly, what is suffering? Suffering is any emotion that comes from something not going how we would choose. It's any sort of negative or unhelpful emotion that comes from our expectations not being met. It comes from someone saying something horrible to us, or us not getting the job that we want, or something just not going our way. And it's the emotions that we tend to not enjoy after something like that happens. So that could be anger, frustration, sadness, anxiety, all of those things. Everything is an expectation and a preference. Everything. And it's about realising that if we step away from that, we are actually causing ourselves to suffer. So how do we end suffering? Firstly, what I'd like you to do is make a list of all those negative and unhelpful emotions that you experience. List them all down. Anger, frustration, sadness, anxiety, depression, pain, whatever it may be, list them all. Put them all down. And keep going, just go for as long as you can until you can't think of any more. Then once you've got that list, on a separate piece of paper, I want you to write a list of all the things that you are attached to or that you desire. So is it, I don't know, relationship, a relationship with your loved one, or financial freedom, or I don't know, a future for your children, beautiful weather, all the things that you're attached to, that you desire, that you want day to day. What are those things? Like I said, just list them down. It's new car, blah, blah, anything like that. List them all down, write them all down. Then once you've written all your attachments, so you've got your first list with all those unhelpful and negative emotions that you don't like, then list your attachments or desires. So attachments can be anything from just things going your way in general, the boss having to like you at work, a friend responding to a message, all those things that you need and you find that you don't get sometimes, and it causes unhelpful emotions. So all your attachments and desires. Once you've got those 2 lists, put them side by side and connect them. So, for example, if you look at relationships, okay, in what way, and I don't mean just relationships in terms of romantic relationships, I mean in terms of friendships and all sorts, you know, do you attach a lot of those negative emotions to your relationship? So for example, if something doesn't go your way or you argue with your spouse, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel angry, frustrated, sad, anxious? If you the job, just say the dream job that you're attached to or the job that you like, just say someone at work isn't very nice to you, how does it make you feel? Sad, frustrated, angry, anxious, frustrated, whatever it is, link them up. And you'll see that there's patterns, and you'll see that it's a way we get addicted to a certain type of behaviour, because if we can link up a pattern, if we want something and we desire something so much, we create a pattern of suffering if we don't get it, because we make that attachment or that desire a necessity. Our attachments and our desires are our preferences. So, you know, is a preference or an attachment for you, is it that everyone does everything you want, or that you're liked, or that you're loved, whatever it is? Remember to write these all down your list and connect the 2. And then once you've got your 2 lists and you've got your connections, you can see how strongly you've got your step 3. And now your step 3, look at those 2 lists and have a look at all your attachments and desires. And I want you to imagine that you didn't get any of those attachments or desires. What would happen then? What would happen, really? And be truly honest. If that actually didn't happen, if those things didn't happen, what would happen to you? Now, a bit of a curveball. Chances are absolutely nothing would happen to you, personally, if those things happened. But your thoughts about those things, your thoughts about not getting that interview, your thoughts about that person not being nice to you at work, your thoughts about that relationship that didn't work out, your thoughts about people liking you or loving you, your thoughts about having enough money, they are what are going to cause you to suffer. And we just get stuck in these habitual patterns that keep going and going and going and going, and we get stuck because we get addicted to those patterns. So it's realising that our suffering, if we look at all the emotions that we try and avoid and all the things that we want, and actually our suffering is purely created by the connection between the 2, and those connections are your thoughts and your feelings. So how to release yourself from it? Sounds really simple. Firstly, take a deep fucking breath. Just breathe. You've got so much to be grateful for. And then just realise that life is not determined by your preferences and your expectations, okay? It's determined by your thoughts about them. So let's have a look at changing the way you look at things. How can you look at not getting that job you wanted? How can you look at that person not treating you how you wanted to be treated? How can you look at you not having that relationship? How can you look at it differently? And it's not about positivity bullshit, as I keep saying in all of my videos. But what can you be grateful for if those things didn't happen? You know, how much more resourceful would you be? What else could come your way if you didn't get those things? So be open to the fact that actually, if you just change the way you look at things, the things that you look at truly change. So I hope that helps. Hope that helps you let go of a bit of suffering, because all suffering is our thoughts and emotions that are surrounded by a list of attachments and desires that create a certain set of emotions. That's all suffering is. It's our thoughts about it. And we can change the way we look at things. Anyway, have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And yeah, hit subscribe and hit the notifications bell, because you need to expect